Hello out there, this is Patrick Ramirez, and I am bringing you a very special sports report because I watch a lot of sports. I'm counting down my top 5 re-watchable sporting events, top 5 sporting events that you can watch in their entirety on YouTube. I've watched them all. I'm going to count down my 5 favorites. It's going to be some you may know, going to be some you probably don't know. So, let's start the countdown. Let's start with moment number 5. It comes to us from January 3rd, 1993. The Houston Oilers versus the Buffalo Bills, the comeback game. That's right, cold Buffalo January, hard green AstroTurf, and shiny blue pants. Now, we already know this story. What's the big deal? Well, Buffalo brings in their backup QB, Frank Reich. Frank Reich! Half the players don't even know that guy's on the team. Interesting point, Frank Reich led a similar comeback in his college playing days at Maryland. So, one might say he majored in large deficits. And I'm not talking college loans. I will cut that part out. The comeback is on. Buffalo rallies. They win 41-38 in overtime. The stadium goes nuts. The town goes nuts. It's a movement in human history. And then, 3 weeks later, Buffalo loses their 3rd straight Super Bowl. So, I guess you win some, you lose some. Moment number 4. NBA 2000 Western Conference Finals, Game 7, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Lakers, the dawning of the new Lakers era. All the major players are here. Kobe, Shaq, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, AC Green. AC Green! I thought he retired. Well, maybe the team needed a RA. The Lakers are down 15 points in the 4th quarter when Zen Master Phil Jackson says, "Be your best self." But not you, John Sally. Just the starting 5 get to be their best selves. The Lakers come back and they cap it with the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop, which was actually my uncle's Christmas card for the next 5 years. The Lakers go on to start their dynasty. They win 5 championships in the next 10 years. They had a parade in the heart of the city for each championship. Traffic went from really slow to really slow with flags out the window. Moment number 3, college ball. October 15th, 2005, the Bush Push. That's right, number 1 ranked USC goes into South Bend to play Notre Dame, ranked number 9. USC had a 27-game winning streak going into this game, and Notre Dame had a trick up their sleeves. They were going to wear green jerseys. Hey, green jerseys, we got green on now, everybody. That's going to be trouble for you. Players in the key roles in this game are big man on campus Matt Leinart, the need for speed Reggie Bush, boyishly good looks Brady Quinn, the cardio adverse Charlie Weiss, and the turtleneck loving Pete Carroll. The game is back and forth. In the 4th quarter, USC converts a 4th down. And on the goal line, Leinart tries to sneak it in. He's stopped initially. But Reggie Bush assists him, pushes him in the end zone. They score, they win, and it is known as the Bush Push. Of course, later it was renamed to the NCAA recruiting violation push. But that didn't really catch on. That season, USC went on to the national championship game, which they lost to Texas. The dynasty had ended, and thus started the dark, dark years of the Matt Barkley era. Moment number 2. See if you remember this one. 1994, the Junior Goodwill Games. That's right. I'm talking D2, the Mighty Ducks. Coach Bombay is back, and he's got the team back together. They were in summer school or something. Now, we already know this story, so I thought I would focus on their path to the tournament, which is double elimination, which is kind of like bowling with the bumpers on. But first they beat Trinidad Tobago and Italy. Couple cakewalks there. They killed them. But I must say, if you live in a country where you have good food, you can't play sports. It's not interesting to you. You don't want anything to do with it. Then they play Iceland. They get killed 12-1. Iceland is coached by Wolf the Dennis Stanson. I gotta say, if your first name is Wolf and you still have an intimidating nickname, serious. You don't want to mess with that dude. Then they go on to play Germany, which Coach Bombay almost doesn't even show up to. I don't know if it was ever fully explained where he was, what he was doing. Why were you late to that game? I'm sure he had good reason. But they win. Then they beat Russia. Then they play Iceland for the championship again. And in a similar move, they change jerseys again at halftime, or whatever the hockey break is called. They forsake the USA. I never knew how to feel about that. It worked. They win the game. They saved the USA from nuclear fallout. Great movie. People forget how fun a movie this is. I remember kids seeing this movie and being into hockey for like all of 15 minutes. Then it was right back to basketball. And my number one sports rewatchable is April 9th, 2006, the Paris-Roubaix. I know, cycling. A lot of people don't know this about me. I'm a huge cycling fan. I grew up riding and racing bicycles and not getting laid. Here's how this race works. 160 miles in northern France, cobblestones, weather, a lot of drama. It's one of my favorite events. Key riders in the race are the Golden Locks of Fabian Cancellara, USA's own George Hincapie, current world champion and prime Euro mullet-wearing Tom Boonen, and like 200 other Euro dudes. First key moment of the race, George Hincapie, USA's homeboy, is riding great. He's in the mix. He's looking good. And then his handlebars break off. They just break off. They go flying. He goes flying. He's in the side of the road down. The race goes on without him. It was like he got stood up at the prom and he had to drive himself home. The race continues. 10 miles later, Fabian Cancellara launches a solo move. He's by himself at the front of the race. But Tom Boonen and his group are chasing him. The chase is on. And then a train stops the chase. There's a train. It stops them. Some riders try to go through it. They can't. Some wait. And that's it. Cancellara goes on to win solo in the famous velodrome. And we'll never know what would have happened. Go back and rewatch this. It's not too long a train. Great victory. Great race. Great event. But if I find out that train was carrying a bunch of Germans going to a rave, I'm not going to be happy about that. That's my sports countdown. Go back, rewatch these games, see what I missed, write it in the comments. I won't read them, but just go write them.